Looks like it's 4 o'clock. Are we all ready? All right. Well, I wish to call to order this meeting of the Urbana Traffic Commission. May we have a roll call, please?
Eric Sachs,
Here.
Rich Searles,
Here.
Shannon Brannick. Here. And are there any other members of the public that are in attendance?
It is just Jill Blake listed right now.
Okay. I'm just going to mention that this is being held remotely per Governor Pritzker's executive order, and that the guidelines for public input, which were attached to the agenda, will be used for today's meeting.
Thank you. So our first item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of 5 February 2020. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
And Rich has made the motion and Shannon has seconded. Can we have a call?
Eric Sachs.
Oh, wait, I have to add. Right, so wait up, I think I've missed something here. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
Nope.
Okay, so yes, thank you.
I'm sorry, Rich.
Yes.
Shannon? Yes. That passes unanimously.
All right. And then I think we have public input next. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak?
No one's hand is raised.
Okay. And looks like we don't have any unfinished business, so I guess we have our new business. Our first order of business is approval of the 2020 meeting calendar.
2021?
2021, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in time. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion again.
I'll second.
All right, we have Rich making the motion and Shannon seconding.
Did we just do all in favor? Those
Sure.
opposed, I think on this.
I sent.
Oh, we do with the Zoom.
Oh,
You're
Jason,
right. You're
yes.
right, you're right.
No, they've got it. Everything has to be a roll call because we're on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eric Sachs,
Yes.
Rich Searles,
Yes.
Shannon Brannick. Yes.
All
That
right.
is approved.
And the calendar is approved. And basically, we're meeting on the first Wednesday of each month at 4 o'clock. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then our second and final order of new business here is discussion of the installation of a 15-minute loading zone in the 800 block of West Clark Street. I guess we'll have a motion and then a discussion, I suppose.
Yes, as they were doing it on Zoom, I actually put together a little PowerPoint presentation just to make it easier for those of you playing at home. So I'm going to share a screen here.
Slideshow up there at the top.
Mr. Sachs, procedurally, did you need a motion for approval?
I think that's usually the way we do it. We do a motion and then we to bring this forward and then we discuss it and then we approve or not.
All right, I'll make the motion to bring it forward for discussion and approval.
A second?
I'll second, sorry.
Okay, so we have Rich
Yeah.
making the motion and Shannon seconding. So let's, great, we can have our, oh, we should take a vote on, no, we have the discussion, right? We have the discussion.
All right, so this is pretty straightforward. The Gather, which is on the corner of University and Lincoln, asked us a while ago for a loading zone. And the action, I have two items on here. One is the action item we'll actually vote on. And the second one is tangentially related. It's a non-voting item, but it is related. And I do need to at least alert City Council of it. So that's why it's included. So the action item is the loading zone. Was first brought forth by Steve Pellerine from the Gather's Kinley Horn Engineers. He's since left the company and has been continued by Andy Hyman. Basically, the request, they need somewhere to park the shuttle for the residents. So like, shuttle takes them to the grocery store, campus, wherever the shuttle goes. And in the process, Urbana Fire actually found a safety issue, which is the tangential item I'll bring up. Oh, this slide looks terrible on this. I'm very sorry for the dark colors. It was so much better on my high def screen. So the initial request was for a loading zone, and I have pictures right after the slide. It was going to be on the south side of the gather. Urbana Fire actually looked at it and was like, no, you can't put that there. That's a fire hazard where the fire safety structures are, and we won't be able to get a truck into the gather on the north side. So we kicked it back to Kimley Horn to modify the request. So they sent us a second one that included a bump in on the north side of the street where there's currently no parking at all. It's non-parking completely. But this actually creates a little cut in, which I'll show you in a minute, on to pull cars off the street. It's a 15-minute loading zone. It is open to anyone who needs to unload, load, be it Jimmy John's, UPS, the Gather. The city does not do entity-specific loading zones. So the Gather's been made aware of this the whole time. It's not a secret. It's per city policy. And per the plans that the Gather sent me, they will be installing the 15-minute loading zone signs upon approval, which is very helpful for the city. So here come the pictures. This was the initial request. And like right in here somewhere, I'm not quite sure, is where the fire vault is. So when Urbana Fire saw it, they were like, yeah, no, please don't put cars there. So we sent it back, and then we got this guy. I added these giant labels so you can see the streets. It's actually in this square box, which I'll zoom in on a second. So it's much farther down the street, on the north side of the street. And so this is what it does. Here's the curb, cuts in. This is a 30-foot space, so you can park a shuttle, you can park a UPS truck, or two cars, two Jimmy John's delivery cars can show up at the same time. And part of this too was very kind of them, especially with Urbana being a tree city. It's actually sparing trees. No trees have been removed for any of this. It also avoids city streetlights, so nothing needs to be relocated. It is all going to be ADA compliant. They're actually filling in this little bit of parkway here with concrete to make it accessible. I looked at the engineering of it. Everything is up to city standard. I ran it past our snow crew to make sure they need to snow plow it. It's plowable. They said though, by the time they get to plowing this, odds are pretty good the Gather's plow company would have probably already shoveled it out. So it's no big deal from the public works side for plowing. They're all on board. And as you can tell here, Clark is a brick street. And so the requirements they've had from the beginning is Clark Street will be put back in brick, either as it was when they got there or better. So they will be restoring the brick too, in case anyone is concerned with the brick streets. So this is just a big bunch of words on the whole Urbana Fire safety issue. I'm going to treat removal of some street parking in the previously shown, well, in this location here. This is a non-voting item. I'm just making people aware of in case there's questions about it later at City Council. It's on a trial basis, which is per city policy. I get 90 days to try it from the time the signs for no parking are installed. And since nothing is built yet, I'm estimating 190 feet from the center line of Lincoln to where I think their entrance starts. I will be able to adjust this in the field to put the signs in. This will go to City Council as a heads up, but that's also not a voting item until I decide to make it permanent after 90 days. So just wanted to be aware in case it comes up with anybody. So are there any questions, concerns, complaints?
Yeah, Shannon, I've got one.
Sure.
So in the packet, I consolidated the cut or the bump in, as you refer to it, on the north side of the street. And then the second engineering diagram for parking, and the diagram that was in the packet, and I'll see if I can get it close, is on the opposite side of the entrance where it's highlighted there on the south side of the street. So I'm confused. Is what's in the packet correct, or what you're showing is correct for the parking on the south side?
Was that the map that they provided?
Probably.
Oh, it is. That's what they provided to us when they gave us that initial request. Was that with the form that was filled out, that traffic issues request?
Does your map look like the one that's currently on the screen, Rich? Like with that drawing style?
Yeah, so on the south side of the street, there's an entrance, and the diagram that I have has that 30-foot requested loading zone on the east side of on the southern driveway, not the west side.
Yeah, that was one of the initial attempts, and that's not current.
Okay, thank you. That's all I got.
There was a whole lot of back and forth on this loading zone, so it was easy to get things crossed.
That was their initial request
Yeah.
that they submitted to us.
Thank you.
So I have a question about the total number of parking spots and this issue of safety. Does that mean the total number of parking spots for the project is less than what had been approved initially?
So they'll still have all of their same on-site parking. So like, and they actually have a overnight parking slot for the shuttle. It's just not accessible to people because it's very narrow. So anything that's on street is public parking. You know, if you were to Carl, you can park there. If you go to the university, you can park there. If you just want to park your car and walk somewhere else, you can park there. So. We're hoping the people who live in the gather will park on their site, but there's no city ordinance that forces you to park where you live. So,
So do we need a motion to vote?
yeah, and I recommend to approve it. I found no engineering or public works problems with it, so.
Okay, I'll second that.
All right. So we have a vote then?
Eric Sachs,
Yes?
Rich Searles,
Yes,
Shannon Brannick,
Yes,
that was approved 3-0.
and I'll put together all the stuff for city council. That's all on me, so you guys don't have to worry about that. And actually with Barb's help, because I haven't done it in a while.
We'll get it.
All right. Are there any other things that are coming up for next meeting or just to have it on the horizon?
We have some more ticker forms to go through, and we usually have like a pre-traffic meeting that's internal between just public works to see what goes on the agenda, and then we forward to commissioners. So
Sounds good. So unless there's any other business, I guess we will adjourn. Anything else?
Not for me.
All right. Well, thank you all for a good meeting. We're adjourned.